first deck I want to talk about is the Seasons of the Witch, Yule Oracle. I really like this deck. I did a reading with it today, and it was so on point, and it's so perfect for this season. The Season of the Witch, Halloween Oracle was a good deck. It wasn't as diverse as I would have liked, and apparently a lot of people had the same feeling. So this time around, the artists did a better job at making sure the deck was diverse. A diversity of age, a diversity of body type, and of course, that is so important. It has a very nice guidebook. However, the messages are so clear that sometimes the guidebook throws me off. So I just use my own intuition and, of course, channeling. The next deck that I'm using is a deck that a lot of my favorite readers on YouTube actually use, and that is the Deviant Moon Tarot. This deck could not be more perfect for Capricorn season, as Capricorn is associated with the devil in the tarot, as Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, which is the planet of restriction, binding. For me, Capricorn, a sign of punishment, is also a sign of BDSM and things of that nature. So this deviant moon could not be more perfect for Capricorn season. I haven't done a lot of readings with this deck yet, but the ones I have done on myself, I think I did some for other people too, seem to be very much on point. What else do I want to say about Capricorn? So we know that Capricorn is associated with striving and things of that nature. Of course, Capricorn is a cardinal sign leading us into winter. Capricorn is often associated with destiny, caretaking, evolving into your destiny. I have a Capricorn ascendant. The ascendant is the sign that was rising in the sky when you were born. Destiny and destination is very important. Climbing the mountain only to return down again. Capricorn is signified by the sea goat. A sea goat can live in the water and, of course, on top of the mountain. So this affords Capricorn natives and people with heavy Capricorn placements the ability to be quite adaptable. Strenuous is not the right word. What is the word I'm looking for? Resilient, persevering. Because the Capricorn is a cardinal sign, that means it is an initiator. It initiates us into winter. It initiates us into a new year. It's pragmatism. They are well known for that, and their ambition. People think that Capricorns are kind of boring, but we know this couldn't be further from the truth, as the word horny like a goat can be associated with Capricorn people. The word capricious is also a part of the word Capricorn, which is whimsical. Capricorns like the idea of planning, but they are open to those plans evolving if it is logical and makes sense. I'm reading from my notes. Capricorn is opposite of the sign Pisces, and they are both known for their propensity towards martyrdom. That is all I'm going to say about Capricorn right now. Let's get back to the cards. Excuse me while I get some more water. Back to the cards. The other cards that I'm going to read from for Capricorn season is the Isis Oracle. I actually have not put this deck down since I purchased it. The deck is absolutely stunning. I'll be right back.
Few moments later.
Okay, folks, I hope that you enjoyed that little piece of ASMR. I can't possibly go that long. That is literally the first time that I've ever done that. I have a lot of cards to get through, and I don't want this to be 5 hours. So I'm going to keep it low and cute. However, I'm not going to go with that ASMR pace because that is just, wow, what a challenge for me. Okay, so the other deck that I'm going to be using for Capricorn season, and I'm so excited that this deck has resurfaced and decided that it wanted to come out and play, is the Roots and Wings Oracle deck. There we go. This deck is absolutely stunning by Kat Riles. It was actually one of my favorite decks when I first got it last year. The beginning of the pandemic, I think, is when I got it, or maybe I got it before that. At any rate, the minute I got this deck, oh my gosh, I just couldn't put it down. I just wanted to read with it all the time. So I think the last time, I don't think it came out for Virgo season. I think the last time this came out was for Taurus season. I think, because it's obviously, it's just super earthy, you know, roots, wings, obviously. I think maybe, no, I don't even think I brought it out for personal readings. So I'm glad it's back. I'm glad that it's back. Another staple in my collection, it's new, but it's been turning up. See, look at me going back to my regular voice. It's really hard for me to do that ASMR, but I'm going to keep doing it. Let me know if it was irritating or if you all liked it. Another deck, I got this, I don't know, maybe a month. Yeah, it has to be a month ago now because I was using it in Scorpio season. I might have even got it in maybe I got this around Halloween. I think this was one of the decks I got when I got my Halloween spooky decks. Anyway, I love this Prism Oracle. I use it for color therapy. So when I do a reading for folks, or when I do readings for, you know, on here, and I want to know what, you know, color will assist people, this deck gives absolutely everything that it was supposed to have gave. The other deck, so I talk about this deck a lot. I talked about this deck in the Not My Aesthetic video that I did a couple of weeks ago, this Earth Magic by Stephen Farmer. This was actually a gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So grateful to the people who gave this to me. When I first got it, I wasn't necessarily visually, because it's not really my aesthetic. However, I don't really like the shiny cards. I don't think. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It reads absolutely beautifully. It's always on point. I'm not crazy about the guidebook at all, but obviously every time we're in the earth element, this card wants to come out since I started reading seasonally. I have so many decks right now. I mean, I don't have as many as like a lot of the people that I really like on YouTube, but I have quite a few decks, and the best way I've found for me to actually get through and, you know, use them, the ones that I really like, and really figure out what do I really love, what decks do I really love, is doing it at the change of each zodiac season. So I think around February or March of next year, it'll be a year since I've started reading like that, started switching out my decks like that. So it was really a good choice. And I think a lot of the reasons why I wasn't like resonating with certain decks is just because you just get to a point where you have so many that you're just going from, you know, deck to deck. And so you're not really getting a chance to build a relationship. And I would say, you know, the start of the pandemic and up until now, this is the most that I've read tarot on a regular basis. Excuse me for looking down. I just got a new camera, and I'm used to doing my readings with my computer. So I just got a new camera. So that's why I'm looking down, because I'm so used to that. So I apologize. So anyway, the other deck that I'm using is the Animal Spirit Tarot Oracle deck by Miss Kim Kranz, or Mr. Kim Kranz, or they Kim Kranz. I don't know what their pronouns are, but I love this deck. I love the style. I just love everything about this deck. Of course, it's going to come out for Capricorn season. So sickening. Absolutely sickening. Yeah. I use this deck a lot with my students when I'm giving them the animal archetype for the month or the year or whatever. So I really, but other than that, I don't use it as much. So I'm glad that for that. Another deck, actually, I'll pull these out together, that I'm super excited to use for Capricorn season. I used them all through Halloween, all through Scorpio season, is the Crow Tarot and the Crow Oracle. I love this deck. I love the Crow Oracle the most between the two. But the Tarot is really growing on me because it reads really well with the other cards that I have. See, this I love. The vibrant colors. This is my aesthetic. I already did the Not My Aesthetic deck, but as I learn and grow and read more tarot, I see what my aesthetic is. It's like these beautiful, vibrant colors, or these muted colors. So I love the Crow Oracle. I don't know why yet. Oh, maybe because of the Pluto, the conjunction between, or the connection between, I think it is the conjunction between Pluto and Capricorn. Is giving us this underworld aspect right now with Venus. I'm sorry, with Venus being connected to Pluto in retrograde in Capricorn. The underworld is very much on my mind. And so I think that's why these crows came out for this particular Capricorn season. Because there is kind of and I guess maybe also I'm seeing a lot of crows where I live. So yeah, I'm happy for it. So this is my other aesthetic, and this is another earthy type deck, the Enchanted Blossoms by Carla Morrow. So this is another favorite that has come out every single earth element. Every earth season, the Enchanted Blossoms are like me. And so of course, I mean, it makes perfect sense. Like, of course this is gonna come out. It's just an absolutely beautiful deck. Absolutely stunning. I actually like to read this deck with the Antique Anatomy deck. I tried to make that deck come out and play for Capricorn season, and it was like, absolutely not. We don't want to do that. So it went back away. This is another fave, the Threads of Fate Oracle deck. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll get the Threads of Fate Tarot. Who knows? I love this deck. This was probably probably one of the most expensive decks that I purchased. This was like my entry point into a little higher priced deck. I love it. I love the way, depending on how the light hits it, you see more things. Like when the light hits it this way, you can see the water. When the light hits it this way, you could see the mountains. You see that? Look at that. Gorge. So, this doesn't feel earthy to me. This feels much more like, I'm surprised that it wasn't around for Sagittarius season. So it'll reveal to me why. I used it today for a reading, actually. I did an amazing Akashic reading. I do Akashic Records readings. And and it was great. So the other deck I'm using is the Luminous Oracle. I haven't used it in forever. I have not used this deck. This is not a deck I pull for often, so I'm glad that it came out. And it probably came out because I'm doing a deep dive into astrology in a more, I'm not even going to say consistent because I've been doing astrology all year, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just back on astrology and tarot. And so perhaps that's why this came out for Capricorn season. I prefer the Black Moon astrology oracle, but that's all right. We're gonna rock with this. We're gonna rock with this for Capricorn season. Another oldie but goodie that you all have seen a million times. My favorite crystal deck, although I used another crystal deck today, but this is my favorite crystal deck, and this is the Crystal Grid deck. I can't remember the author. I apologize, but it is the same person who created the Mystic Mondays, and that's, I can't reach for it now because we're renovating and I have all my decks packed away except the decks that I'm using. The minute I got this deck at Whole Foods, if you can believe that. And the minute I got this deck, blessed it, did all the things, put it out, it was just the most amazing. I mean, this reads perfectly all the time. This girl gives what she was supposed to have gave all the time. She does not disappoint. Another easy choice is the Magical Herb Oracle. This is another one. Like when I first got this, it was all about, oh, I got these in March. That's right. February, because that's when my mom had fallen. So yeah, it was all about my Enchanted Blossoms, my Antique Oracle, and this Magical Herb Oracle. Like this right here, baby. It reads like a dream. When I tell you, he gives. I don't know why he's a he. Now my cards are starting to have gender, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But he gives. He gives and he gives and he gives. He does not miss a trick. And then another oldie but goodie. I've had this about 3 years now. The creator of this deck actually transitioned a couple of months ago. So rest in power, Bressie Ando. She passed in October, I think. So when I first got this deck, I used it a lot more on if you look at my older YouTube videos, which I hope you will. And I would do the I Ching, so I would do a whole, like the way I read then is very different. I did like an all around the world reading, so I would do like the Rider-Waite Tarot for like a traditional reading, and then at the end I would do the I Ching, and then I would do this Adinkra for ancestral. And so, yeah, this was a heavy part of my rotation. And then again, I just started, purchasing other decks, and it kind of went away. So I'm glad that it's here for Capricorn season. So it's telling me that it's here for grounding. It's here to get grounded. And it's interesting. What I'm seeing is the roots that are, down under the earth. So even though the snow, it hasn't started snowing yet here, but even as the snow covers the ground, life is not dead. Like our ancestors. Wow, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Even as the snow covers the ground, life is not dead. Life is still happening. So whatever is happening in your life this winter, we just never know what's going on behind the scenes. So don't give up. Look at that. And twisting. A symbol depicting the twists and turns of life and the need to be versatile and resilient to survive. Y'all, my ancestors are not a game. Literally, I was just like, they just gave me the thing, and then here's the card. My spirit guides, my ancestors do not play. Holy smokes. Wow. So that's my other deck. And then this one, this is another Kim Kranz special. This is the Wild Unknown Oracle. I'm sorry, the Wild Unknown Archetype Oracle deck. This deck does not leave my workstation. I used it a lot with my students to pick out what the archetype was going to be for them for the month, etc. And again, it didn't fall out of favor. I just don't reach for it enough. However, it stays here every single month. Like, I feel it's like there's something about this deck that if I was to put it away, I would feel bad. So it just holds us down. It just holds us down. So let's do, you know what? Let's do the archetype for Capricorn season while we're here. I'm also going to be doing a reading for Capricorn season, an energy reading for Capricorn season, and for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising people in particular. And I'm also going to be doing the year ahead for the elements. Okay, so this is our energy reading as far as, or for the archetype. We have the mask. This is absolutely perfect with Venus. If this is not the perfect archetype for the Venus retrograde, holy smokes. We've got the dark side, which is Capricorn. We've got the bright side, which is Venus. And this retrograde is all about literally going down into the depths, revisiting and transforming. You know, Pluto is about transforming from chaos. And with this, you know, Pluto, Venus, and I've said this before in the other reading, this is really about, in so many ways, for me, what came up is sexual trauma and misuses of sexual energy, delving into that to heal it, to transform it, to, you know, Pluto, the dead, that what's dead. And it's so interesting. We said the snow covers, but life is still happening. But this is a time to bury what should be dead. Like, we don't want to be dragging dead things into 2022, into our new existence. We don't want to go into a new year wearing a mask. Mask off. Mask off. I'm not really a fan of whoever did that song, so I can't sing it, but I have it in my head. Actually, I think, is that Kendrick though? Because I am a fan of Kendrick. But I think, is it the Migos too? Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know who sings Mask Off. I feel like it's Kendrick and the Migos. So those are all the cards I have for Capricorn season. Let me know what you think, and have a great holiday season. And I will see you next time. Bye.